guys, so I'm here today with my lovely assistant Evan, and yeah, today we're going to show you guys a really cool trick. Now, I do have to mention beforehand that if you guys are watching this trick, it might seem like it's set up or something, but I just want you guys to know that, Evan, have we set anything up?
No.
No, this is completely legit, and I want you guys to know that we haven't like planned anything. So basically this is what the trick looks like. So over here I have a deck of cards. I can go ahead show you guys. All the cards are completely different and shuffled. We can go ahead and give them a little mix up if you would like, but Evan, go ahead and just select any card in the deck. All right, show the camera. I will not look. All right, cool. Go ahead and call out stop whenever you'd like.
Stop.
Right there. Okay, place the card inside of the middle of the deck just like this, and we will go ahead and lose that card somewhere in the center. Go ahead and shuffle up the deck just like this. All right, so now that you have memorized the card, right, now we can move on to the next part of the trick. Oh, you can call out stop whenever you'd like.
Stop.
Right there. What was your card? Well, hopefully that was your card, the 9 of hearts. So guys, I do want you guys to know that was like actually legit. We did not set anything up, right? That's a completely legit trick, and now I'm going to show you guys how you can actually perform this trick. Okay guys, so before I teach you the trick, I do want to tell you where I found it and how I learned it. So basically guys, I learned this trick from Expert Card Technique. This book, it's super amazing. It's really long. It has a lot of really, really great stuff in it, and I definitely recommend you guys pick this book up. I will leave a link in the description box below because I actually picked this book up from Amazon, and it was actually really, really helpful for my magic and stuff. So I definitely recommend picking this up. So I learned this trick from that book, and this trick is called the Psychic Stop. Now, this trick is sort of advanced, but I'm going to tell you why it's advanced. It's not advanced in the sense that this is a super sleight of hand heavy trick. This is actually a very simple trick when it comes to terms of sleight of hand, but actually this trick is pretty advanced in a psychological sense, because this trick is a completely just like a mental psychological forcing trick, and you're sort of manipulating the spectator secretly to do exactly what you want. So I'm going to get into the basic idea of the trick, and then I'll tell you guys a little bit more detail. But the two main things for this trick that you want to keep track of when you're practicing is 1, timing, and 2, your tone of voice. So those are the two main things you have to practice with this trick. So I'm going to tell you guys the basic idea of the trick, and then I will get into a lot more detail after this. So the basic idea of the trick is the spectator picks out a card. Let's say it's the 2 of diamonds, and the card is actually controlled to the 7th position from the top. So I will get into how I control the card a little bit later. So the card is controlled to the 7th position from the top, and what you're going to be doing is, without explanation, you're going to start dealing just a couple cards here on the table, just like this. And after a couple cards, you're going to ask the spectator, oh, so you can call it stop whenever you'd like. They say, oh, okay. And they're going to say stop right here. And they're going to find that they have stopped at their own card. Now, I know you guys might be a little bit skeptical, like, well, does this actually work 100% of the time? Well, no, it doesn't work 100% of the time. And I will get into that right now. So actually, there's certain tricks that you want to perform for certain people. So if you guys have a lot of friends at school who you show tricks to all the time, this is not the trick that you want to show them, because I actually have a lot of friends at school who I do magic tricks to, and they actually purposely try to mess me up now whenever I do a trick. They purposely try and screw me up because they want to see me fail for once. So that's why for this trick, if I was going to deal a couple cards and say, all right, go ahead and call it stop, they would actually have me go all the way, and they would be like, oh, not yet, stop. So that's why I would do this trick to someone who has never seen your magic tricks before, someone who has never really been exposed to magic before. That would be the ideal person to show this trick to, because they would be completely open to your rules and they won't try to mess you up in any way. All right, so I'm going to get into a little bit more detailed explanation of this trick right now. So basically, you have the card picked. Let's say we have the 8 of diamonds over here. So what I did was I did a bluff pass. So as they can even sign the card if they want to. So as they're signing the card or just memorizing the card, you're going to count just 6 cards over with your thumb. So I do that in block of 3s. So I go 3, 6, just like that. And then I obtain a break, just like this. And I have the spectator call out stop somewhere about halfway down the deck. Let's say they say stop right over there. You're just going to let go of the thumb and break at the pinky break. But you're going to bring your fingers over so that you're covering the depth or the amount of cards that you're holding. And the spectator will not notice at all. So you're just going to say stop. All right, so let's say they stop right here, and you're only holding 6 cards in your hand. So you're going to have the spectator place the card right over there. So you're going to have the spectator place the 8 of diamonds in the 7th position. You're going to drop the 6 cards on top of it. And now you can proceed to do any sort of false shuffle that you want. So I would just shuffle cards from the bottom and then move the pack right back up to the top when you're done. So that will just not disturb the order of the top 7 cards. What you're going to do now is you're going to start dealing 5 cards on the table. And at this point, you really can't say what you're doing. You really want to just leave this part in mystery. So you're going to say, perfect. So now we're going to move on to the next part of the trick. And really slow, you're just going to start dealing cards. And you're going to stop when you deal 5 cards. So you're going to stop when you deal 5 cards. You're going to say, oh, you can stop whenever you'd like. Now, your tone of voice here is really important. You have to act sort of surprised that the spectator didn't stop you earlier. Even though you didn't give them any reason to in the beginning, you have to act sort of surprised. Now, this will give the indication that you want them to say stop pretty soon. So now the spectator is going to feel rushed to say stop. So you're going to slowly deal 2 more cards down, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, I'll stop right there. 90% of the time, the spectator will stop after the 7th card that you deal, basically. But timing is very important here. So let's say they pick a different card. Let's say it is the 2 of clubs in this case. So you're going to do a bluff pass with 6 cards. So you're going to say stop, boom, right over there. Have them lose the card here in the center, but you just drop 6 cards on top. So now you're going to say, all right, perfect. So we can lose the card in the deck. Perfect. So now we're going to move on to the next part of the trick. Oh, you can call out stop whenever you'd like. Oh, okay, I'll say stop right over there. Boom, they're going to stop at the card. So obviously, guys, this is very important that you time it very slow. So you have to be pretty slow when you're dealing cards. You don't want to go, just call it stop whenever you like. Oh, stop. That is not going to work. Trust me, guys. You have to be very slow and very calm in your actions. That's also a big factor of this trick. Okay, guys, so I know a lot of you guys are wondering, so you said 90% of the time this trick will work, but what if it doesn't work? What if you say, all right, so you can call it stop whenever you'd like. Let's say you miss the chance and they don't say stop here. Now, what you can do is, as you're about to deal the card down, just be very slow, deal it down. If they don't say stop yet, slowly, just really, really, really slow. Just like push off the card with your thumb and really slow, just about to drop it down. If they say stop here, then that's perfect. You just move this card back and show that they stop at their card. But if they still don't say stop and you just keep going, don't worry, guys. There is an alternate to this trick, which I actually have taught on this channel before. It's sort of like any card at any number idea. So basically, if they don't say stop at the 7th card, you're going to keep dealing. And you can actually speed up the process just a tiny bit if they don't say stop. So let's say they say stop right over there. So you're going to pick up the packet of cards that you've dealt. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to look and you're going to eyeball the 7th card from the bottom. So I know that sounds kind of hard, but trust me, it's pretty easy if you do it in groups of 3. So from the bottom, you just count 3, 6, 7 right over there, and that will be their card, the 2 of clubs. So once you eyeball this card over here, you're going to sort of lift up and catch a pinky break right above it, just like this. And now you're going to say, all right, so I'm not exactly sure how many cards you dealt, and what you're going to do is you're going to do a turnover pass. Now, once again, guys, I have taught this in another video, so if you guys want a more detailed explanation, be sure to check out that video. So what you're going to do is you're going to curl your index finger over, lift up the pack, and then bring the pack down, and as you turn your hand over, that basically, you're just cutting the cards to the top, and you've cut the 7th card now to the top. And that is an alternate ending if they don't say stop whenever you want. Now, obviously, this is not as powerful as them just saying stop and you just literally flipping over the card. It does seem a little bit fishy because you are doing some weird sleight of hand thing, but if you guys practice the turnover pass, it will be hidden. And trust me, guys, it is still a very powerful effect, but it is not as powerful as it could be if you do this trick with just the psychological aspects that I told you about. So One more time, I'll show you guys. Just be sure you have tone of voice. You act surprised that they didn't call out stop earlier. You just have to act that way. And 2 is timing, to deal very slow. So let's just say their card is in the 7th position over here. So let's say their card is the 7 of diamonds in this case. One thing that you guys have to keep track of is you guys cannot explain what you're doing as you're dealing the first 5 cards. So you're not going to say, all right, so I'm just going to deal down cards here, and you guys can call out stop whenever you'd like. That's not going to work for this trick. I'm sorry, guys, but you have to start dealing cards. You don't have to deal the cards silently, but you can deal the cards without telling them what's going to happen next. So you can say, all right, perfect. So now we're going to move on to the next part of the trick. Oh, you can call out stop whenever you'd like. So that's basically what you have to do there. And you have to act surprised, and you can look them in the face, be kind of shocked, not shocked, but be kind of like confused, I guess, that they didn't stop you earlier. And now the spectator is going to feel rushed to say stop. So you're slowly, just really slow, deal down the next 2 cards, and 90% of the time they will call out stop at this card. Their card, the 7 of diamonds in this case. Now, trust me, guys, if you don't believe me, I have performed this trick multiple times, and it really does work. You just have to practice your tone of voice and your timing. Trust me, guys, this trick is super, super powerful if you get it right. So just practice your tone of voice and timing, and you will get this trick perfect. So guys, that is the trick. It's sort of a little different video because I know it's not that sleight of hand heavy, but this is a very, very cool psychological manipulation trick, which I think is really interesting, and I definitely want you guys to try this out and tell me how it goes. So hopefully you guys like this video, and see you guys for my next trick. Bye.